Hey guys, so today I wanted to show you one pretty cool feature from Visual Basic Code where you can run Jupyter kernel interactively. So there's a settings which I will show in a little bit to toggle on so that way you can enable that feature and it's very handy, right? So let me go through this simple data folder that I have created. So what I have on this folder is nothing but one CSV file, one Jupyter notebook, and then one Python file, as you can see, right? So the Jupyter notebook, as you guys know, the way it works is you can run the cells interactively, one cell after the another one, and then the cool thing about running in the Jupyter notebook is you can always plan which cell to run first, and then if you want to check the data frame info just like this, you can run it on one single cell. So this is good in a way, right? So when you do the whole data loading, data pre-processing, it is good. But when you have to put the data pre-processing code in production, for example, you either put that into a Python script, or you build your own module for the pre-processing. Either way, the Jupyter notebook will not cut it, right? So you're going to have to convert it to the .py file. So this is just a simple example of a .py file that I created. What it does is load the CSV file, and then it just look into the data like beforehand, before pre-processing. And what pre-processing we are doing is just have a function that actually just extracts the date field, which is the pickup underscore dt. That is a date field, and then it kind of extracts some of the date from that, right? So either starting year, month, hour, day and weekday here. So let's look into this example. So if you okay, so let me first show what that feature is. So if you go in the settings, you can go here as a actual settings. Over here I want you guys to type Jupyter send selection to interactive window. So if you type Jupyter send, it should pop out. In my case, it is enabled. By default, this checkbox will not be checked. So if you check this, then you can run that, right? As it says here, just hitting Shift Enter and selecting a particular code on your .py file, you can fire up the interactive window on the side to run the code. So we can check that out in a little bit, right? So let's come out of here, and then all right, so we'll close the settings, it's fine. So over here, so for example, let me quickly run this Python code, right? So the way you run this Python code is Python and then data pre-processing, right? So we'll see. I think it might fire up some error, which is the whole purpose that I wanted to show. I don't know why it's running slow. The data shouldn't be that big. All right, so it did run the first piece, like right before pre-processing, it loaded that top thing, right? Like the DF head, it printed that out. So the 5 rows, and then it went into some error saying that we can only use this .taccessor for the date field, date time like values. So I'm thinking somewhere here, this data type is not date type, right? So that's what is the complaining. So what we can do for now is let's actually so the problem here with this script testing, right? So if I have to debug it now, so I don't know how, like what part of code is running properly versus what is not, right? So if I, one way of doing it is either just commenting it out and then running like top to bottom, right? So like you just keep adding a piece of code, trying to see where exactly it kind of fell, right? Which can be tedious. So if we do this, it's probably going to run it without error, because if that function is throwing the error, which we already know, then it's it should run, right? Okay, so the reason is I didn't save that file. So let me clear this guy first. I commented, but like every time if I don't hit Control S to save it, then it's still gonna run the old file, right? So now it should run it. Yeah, so without error, right? So, but this is not the ideal way to troubleshoot it, right? So what does that feature that we just toggled earlier will help us? So if I just select this guy and then hit Shift Enter, it's gonna fire up the interactive cell on the side. So now the advantage you're gonna get is you can have your interactive kernel from the Jupyter running on the side, which you can use it for debugging purpose. So what does that mean, right? So if I, for example, now I uncomment this guy, right? So, and we know that this code had some issue. So basically now I know that if this data type is not valid, right? So look, the beauty is like I can just select this part and then hit enter, and then it should, sorry, shift enter, then it should give me like it's just running this piece of code, and then now we know that data type is object, which is string, right? So and then that was the error it was throwing. If because I need to convert this to date time before I can apply .dt, right? So let's do that piece here. So we can force our pickup dt to, okay, not that one. Yeah, it's like my copilot is trying to correct it. So what we can do is df same field, pick up. There you go. See, I have a copilot and it's pretty cool actually. It's saying that I wanted to convert it to date time, right? So and that works. All right. So let's save this. So now if I run this, right, this whole thing, that's pretty cool. You can see right here that now it is converted to date time. So that means this field will be date time, and then your functions should now run fine, right? So let's see that. If I do Control A from here itself, I can try it. There you go. So I was able to extract now, right? This is after processing, and you can see I all those dates fields I was trying to extract is here. It's not showing up because of the space thing here. Uh, but like, okay, so yeah, I think it's working, right? So now we can come here. Let's save this guy and then clear this. So we want to see this working properly. There you go. You can see that now your data frame, this is after pre-processing, we created all these additional date fields, and then you see how easy it was. Like now you, instead of knowing where exactly something happened, like like you can run through the piece of code in interactive cell like this. So I hope you find this video helpful. I'm hoping to make more videos like this in future. Thank you.